We are currently at my doctor's office. First off, I want to say happy birthday to my husband because today is Randy's birthday, but he doesn't like people to know, so this episode will be way past the point where it's his birthday, but I just want to wish him a happy birthday. I have a special appointment today because Sunday night I woke up in the middle of the night and I couldn't move. Like my back seized up. I don't know if it was nerves, if it was muscular, but to the point where I was so uncomfortable that I couldn't sleep anymore. I woke up at like 3 a.m. I went through like all the breathing exercises I could think of that he's given to me over the last year and a half, and I couldn't find any relief whatsoever. I think what was happening is a mixture of obviously 24.2 because of all of the deadlifts, and then a couple days prior to that, I was in some pain with my back too. And then you can probably hear it, but I am definitely sick. I cannot think straight. I have so much head fog. I've had like body aches and chills. There was like a whole nother round of sickness on Sunday night as well. So I woke up with body aches and chills, with my back seizing up. And so I just kind of like walked out of bed at 3 a.m. out into the living room in the middle of the night. I just started doing stuff, trying to figure out what was going to help me. Like I said, nothing was helping. And so I was just kind of like, all right, this is a great lesson to be learned that sometimes tools are used for a reason, and then sometimes the tool is time. And so I just kind of had to relax. I haven't worked out in 3 days, so we're gonna cross both of our fingers today and hope that he can give me something that's gonna, if anything, just drop the pain level a little bit so I can get through 24.3.
Where to start? So you really felt like the deadlifts are kind of what did it?
I think personally that it's a mixture of the sickness, like kind of attacking my nervous system more than like the deadlifts. I don't think the deadlifts helped.
Okay, you got sick before the deadlifts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been sick for like 5 or 6 days now. It hit like another wave hit Sunday night. And it was 2 hinging workouts in a row. I don't know if you saw the other one, but
Yeah, I saw that.
But that one I was fine.
Yes.
I was riding a mountaintop high. I was like, wow, we're going to start the season well.
Right.
And then Tuesday happened.
Yeah. Let's see what your walk looks like.
This looks like a waddle.
Okay, well, your walk is reflective of how you breathe. Breathing and walking are the same thing in my world. Mm-hmm. And if there was like a little performance pyramid, you got to do those 2 things first, right? You can't breathe, you can't walk, you're really not human, right?
That's how I feel right now.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start by watching you walk. I mean, you feel how far to the right you are.
Yeah.
You're so far to the right, it's ridiculous. Not even close, right? Like, not only is your, like if we think of the human body as like a snowman, mm-hmm. the bottom snowball being your pelvis and legs and feet, the middle snowball being your thorax, right, your rib cage, and then the top snowball being your head and neck. All 3 snowballs are rotated to the right, and you're more compressed on the right. So not only are you turned right, but you're also compressed right. Right side, right you is doing everything.
Yeah.
Okay? So let's go on in. Let's tie this in with our tests, and I'll see what we can do for you. On your back, please. PRI is a methodology of physical medicine. The science of PRI takes a look at inherent human anatomical, respiratory, but most importantly, neurological asymmetries. And so from there, we know that humans are asymmetrical, and we know that they're going to be asymmetrical in a certain way. And so from there, we have these predictable patterns. And if you then respect these patterns and understand what's happening at the level of breathing, at the level of walking, at the level of perception, how the person perceives that world, that's going to affect how you might rehab them. And so once again, we look at asymmetry as not some weird thing, but that's our reality. And from there, all we're trying to do is get people to be able to do what we call as alternate. Just get to the other side, right? We are going to do 2 tests on this one pelvis, and then we're going to do the exact same 2 tests on the other side. First test is whether or not I can get her to the test position first and foremost. And I cannot. So if I can't get her here, she already feels this. You already feel as I try to get her thigh bone in line with her body, she runs out of thigh bone range. Her pelvis now has to move, and if her pelvis moves, her low back moves.
Yep.
And her low back is like, I don't want to move. All right, so what do we know? Well, we know that she's got some issues in her pelvis. She's got issues in her ribs, okay? So let's go with our first technique that we're gonna go with, supine bar reach. Okay, so go ahead and grab the bar here, reach to the ceiling. All right, so we're in a good space here. We're in a good space and a good place, yes? Find your heels, feel where they're at, yes? Don't lose that, okay? Take a slow, controlled breath of air in. Exhale, blow. Give me a pelvic tilt. You got those hamstrings, and get this guy to go down as this guy goes up. Okay, so not bad. Slow breath in. Give me a smoother transition, a nicer transition to an inhale. Go, blow. Open, 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 good. Reach, 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 reach. You feel how like that bra line is smashing into the table, and this guy's coming up. Last one, collarbones. Slow and into the collarbones. Done. Take a break.
I felt that.
You felt that?
Like breathing into the...
Good. All right, so if we did that correctly, which we did, hopefully we get some changes out of you, okay? First change I would like to see is if your right leg can go into the test position. Make sense? On your side. All right, before you were missing like 10 degrees, yes? There we go.
Yes.
You got there? And you can kind of go down, not all the way, but it's a start, okay? Let's see, with just our first technique of the day, how that affects her walk. All right, go ahead and let's go. Your left leg has entered the party, doesn't know where he belongs at the party. You feel that?
Yeah, I can feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit more movement through the...
How's that feel?
Yeah, better.
Feels better?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's get you back in the room. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna teach your pelvis and your rib cage to go left now.
I was reminded this week on Monday and Tuesday that yes, you do have the power to control what you're thinking in your head, but I think it's also important to remember that you are allowed to allot time or space for you to be upset and frustrated or annoyed or whatever negative feeling that you're feeling in that moment. I think it's important to allot yourself a time, whatever that is. I was like, okay, I'm going to give myself 48 hours to not track my food, to feel feelings if I want to feel them, if I'm frustrated, and then move on. So I think that's the most important thing, is allot yourself a time, but then don't live there for an extended period of time. So that goes back to making your mind a beautiful place to live. It's like after your allotted time, go back to that headspace of like being really kind to yourself, reaching out to your community. I'm always asking for like prayer over whatever is going on in my life. So whatever that is for you. But yeah, the dichotomy of both of those can be held in your mind at the same time. I think I was just reminded that sometimes you're just at your breaking point where something emotionally going on, physically, an illness, where you just need to give yourself time to just sit in the stew, sit in the frustration, the anger, the numbness that I felt, the pain, and I think that's okay. It's just don't live there.
So we were able to pull you out of the ditch today, right?
Yeah.
But once again, like, you know, we kind of cycled through what we needed to.
Yeah.
But every single one of the activities we went through today, I feel like we probably could have squeezed more juice out of each one before moving on to the next one.
Yeah.
I kind of did the minimum amount of squeezing so that we can get you repositioned just enough to move on to the next one.
Yeah.
But the things in the order that we went over today, I will give them to you, and you're going to spend like 1, 2, 3, 4 here before you move on to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4 here, move on to the next one.
Okay, so you like do 4 sets.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But really, once you get your pelvis really left and your ribs are not in the way, right glute stuff, left inner thigh stuff, left outer hip stuff, all the stuff we've done in the past, those are now accessible to you, right? But when you're stuck here, nothing's accessible to you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
So let's go back in. I'll print out those activities for you. And if you have any other questions, we'll answer them in there.
Okay.
Okay?